Off we go. Good afternoon, Sarah Ellwood. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Martin. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm okay. Are you able to tell people who you are for those who don't know?
Okay, so I'm Sarah Ellwood. I'm Managing Director of Supertemps and S2 Recruitment. We've got bases in Bangor and in Colwyn Bay. We supply staff throughout North Wales and nationwide as well on a permanent and temp basis. So yeah, that's a little about who I am.
So how have the last couple of months been for you? I know it's a very difficult period for the sector in general, as people aren't taking on people or it's slowed down, but how are you doing?
It's been very interesting. I'm not going to lie, it's not been great. It's it's a really interesting time. Obviously, when this hits back in March, that week of the 16th of March, we took a massive tumble. Straight away, many clients had to off-hire any temporary workers that they had in, just because they didn't have the capacity to send them to work from home, or the jobs, needed to be done on site, but the sites were closing, etc. So straight away we lost an awful lot of business. And then it's just progressed in that vein, really. It's a really uncertain time for everybody, as we all know. It's a complete, it's carnage out there. So yeah, it's been dreadful in many ways, but there have also been some positives, if that makes sense. And one of those is the weather. At least it's been nice weather for people that have been furloughed. Not that necessarily makes it any easier if you don't want to be sitting at home for weeks on end. But also it gives you, or makes you, as a business owner, focus on your business and, what was a fit for purpose business coming into this. It's not necessarily going to look the same coming out. So it just makes you look at everything across your business. So yeah, where we are now, we're what? I don't know, I've lost count of the weeks, 12 weeks in maybe?
12, yeah.
Yeah, and
you said there's a few, before we came online, you said there's a few green shoots in the past few days. I think that for anyone watching this, it's Wednesday, I've got no idea what the date is, 3rd of June. So in the last few hours, they've made some decisions about schools reopening in Wales. I think that businesses are obviously going to start reopening in the coming weeks. So there seems to be quite an acceleration in the last 7 days in Wales, because obviously for the last 3 weeks we've been behind England or more. So hopefully that'll start to pick up for you and for me and for everybody.
Yeah, I think, we are seeing green shoots. Like you say, we're seeing recycling plants and people returning to work as much as they can do. It's going to take a long time to get back to where we were for everybody. In some industries, much longer than others. And, what is the new norm going to look like? It's probably not going to look the same. But again, I think there's positives in terms of, looking at service offerings and things, and looking at how you run your business, things that might have to change. You might be able to make some efficiencies in terms of less travel, more Zoom meetings, things like that. But I'm optimistic, we will get through this. We as a company will get through this, but we as a nation and as a world will get through this, and hopefully we'll do some learning from it. All is not lost. I know it's been a dreadful time, and for anybody that's lost anybody, even more so. But we can come through this, and the only way out of it is through it. We've just got to persist and to have that tenacity that, we're fortunate in many ways in the UK and in North Wales that we have got quite an entrepreneurial spirit. Just grind your teeth and get on with it. That's the only way out of it sometimes, and that's what we've been doing. And that's what we've done through sessions previously, and that's what's got us through them. So,
well, yeah, big anniversary this year as well. It's 40 years, isn't it? So, another one of my clients is 50 years the pet place this year, and have all these things planned for the year, and then and look at the weather we've had as well. And
that's it. Yeah, our anniversary was in March, and we were planning to have events throughout the year, and events for our clients and our candidates and things, and now it's all well, we'll just have to rethink the whole thing. But yeah, I certainly won't forget our 40 if you're here in a hurry.
No, I know. One thing we usually discuss is the government response in Wales and in England. Sorry, the UK government response. Obviously, there was furloughing. There was, I guess you've had to be on both sides of that. Have you, as a recruitment firm, but furloughing and the loan schemes and the grant schemes? How did you feel the government reacted? Because they've obviously thrown billions at supporting businesses.
Yeah, I think I'm pleased on the whole. I think the furlough scheme has been an absolute lifesaver, a lifeline for many businesses, including my own. You know, we've got a lot of our team who are on furlough, and without that, you know, businesses would have had to make redundancies a lot earlier. So that's been very, very welcome. The grants that we've had, again, very, very welcome. They have really helped. Our local council here was quite quick off the mark with those, so that was good. We weren't waiting too long. So yeah, that support has been very welcome and quite quick in coming through, in fairness, so I'm pleased about that.
Yeah, the authorities done well. Different with different authorities. I've heard good things about Conway in particular. What about you personally? I know it's yourself and Andy and Oscar there. Andy works within the business as well, but how are you coping with the homeschooling and because you two are all the three of you are very active. You can now be active within 5 miles, obviously, but how are you coped?
Well, no, I mean, you know, you have your plans for the year, don't you? You know, we had various events and triathlons lined up and booked, and you know, I was going to be doing Harlech on, I think it was the 3rd of April, and then obviously 2 weeks before that this kicked in, so we scrapped the triathlon season. But yeah, I mean, I think the hardest thing has been, as it is for many people, the juggling, you know, the working, because Andy and I are both working full time, and we've got Oscar here who's got bits of school work to do, not a lot, not enough to keep him busy, and also doesn't want to do it necessarily without us being there, but then we can't be there because we're still running a business. So that's been hard, you know, that's taken its toll a little bit, particularly now that we're so far into this. I mean, he's living it, you know, he's great, you know, Mr. Independent, playing on his computer for far too many hours. But I think you just have to think, you know, it's not ideal, but hey ho, you know, he's fed, he's watered, he's happy, he's safe. So
yeah,
you know,
he's healthy and happy. It's the most important thing, isn't it?
And yeah, in terms of, you know, we could still go out and exercise once a day, and now we can do that limitless. So we've been able to go out running and now cycling. Did go for a swim in the sea at Port Areas last week, which was absolutely gorgeous. Nice to be back swimming. So yeah, it's challenging, but again, many positives. You know, nice to live in a great part of the world at this time. You know, we're not in the middle of a city living in a high-rise flat, so we're very fortunate about that.
Are you Llandulus, aren't you?
Yeah, Llandulus, yeah.
I don't know if we mentioned at the start, but obviously Supertemps is an S2 recruitment, Bangor, Colwyn Bay, so you've got a good spread across the coast there. How do you see things? It's difficult to answer, particularly in your sector, over the next few months, in the months ahead. Is it going to be a matter of continuing to operate online? Are you doing virtual, you know, when you speak to candidates and clients, is it all via things like this, Zoom, video conferencing?
Telephone or Zoom, yes. And, you know, something that we've noticed throughout all this is how well my teams worked remotely. You know, fortunately, we just had a new telephone system put in about 2 weeks before COVID struck, which was just sheer coincidence, which means that we can work from anywhere. All our systems are web-based anyway, so that's not been a problem. But yeah, you know, when we initially went to work from home and everybody was working from home, it was fine. You know, it was nice actually, and still is. You've got kids popping in on Zoom calls, you know, you're able to see, you know, so-and-so's kids in their pyjamas eating cake and things like that, and that brought the human touch to it. So that was really nice. So yeah, you know, I'm in no hurry to get back to the offices. We can interview remotely, you know, Skype, Zoom, our own systems as well. So we'll watch what happens over the next few weeks, and go back when it's appropriate. But in the meantime, you know, it's business as normal, but we're just working remotely, and it's working fine. I'm able to have meetings with other business people from around the country, all on Zoom, you know, and it's saving us all a lot of time and a lot of money. So it's working very well.
What about you personally as well? With it doesn't sound like you've got much time in the day. A lot of people have got too much time, and some have none at all. But a lot of people are learning new skills, and you know, are you doing a lot of baking or anything like that, or more? I'm finding I'm reading a lot more than I was. I've just never had the chance to pick up a book.
Yeah, that's good. So yeah, I have been doing more baking. Just different things really. More baking, more gardening. Spent a lot of time in the garden because the weather's been so gorgeous. I've been doing Zoom exercise classes in the morning and things like that. So yeah, just different things like that really. I mean, I've not had a lot of extra time. I haven't had any extra time. In fact, I've probably worked more hours during this crisis than I have done for a long time. But yeah, lots of gardening and cooking really. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I'll let you get on.
Well, I thought, Martin, before you get off, you know, you hear a lot about, or you ask a lot of questions about everybody else's businesses, and I'm sure people out there have got a lot of questions about you and about your business and how you're doing during these times. So I thought I'd just turn the tables on you and
okay,
to do a little bit of speaking. So got some questions here for you. If that's okay, you happy to? I'm
good at answering quotes for other people, as you know, but I'm not so good for myself. I always struggle to go on them. I'll see what I can do.
In the hot seat. Okay. So first of all, tell us a bit about Radar PR, who you are, who you work with, what you do.
Who am I? Okay. Well, yeah, Martin Williams. I'm the director of Radar PR, which is just over 2 years old now. So it's predominantly, so you get nervous when I have to talk about myself. Public relations, social media. It's largely public relations and the press I deal with, but I do a little bit of marketing and video and photography and stuff like that. But it's mostly public relations. So working with companies, including yourself, to get your stories out there to TV, radio, in the newspapers, online. There you go. Simple as that.
Okay, and then so before this crisis, just tell me how different your business is looking. So before this crisis, what did a typical day week look like, and now what are you looking at? How's it changed?
Yeah, I mean, logistically, it hasn't changed that much. I mean, obviously, I'd come and have meetings with clients. I'd be working from coffee shops. I'd be working remotely, but it hasn't been a huge shock to the system having to work from home, because I would spend days sat at the kitchen working, or in the living room. I've moved house in the last 12 months, so it's a little bit more space in this place, so that's made it a lot easier for me. But I can work. I'm quite disciplined at working from home. You have to be, as you know, with your own business. You know, you do miss the people and the businesses. You know, my business has suffered like a lot with a lot of my clients. If they're in lockdown, they're not promoting themselves because they're shut, and it's not the right time to do so. And I'm like you, seeing a few green shoots emerging in the last few weeks and months as businesses start to reopen. But yeah, it's just the face-to-face that you do miss when you're a one-man band, as I am. You don't want too much time to sit and think sometimes about things, because I had 20 years of working in open plan offices, surrounded by people, bouncing ideas off each other, and you don't have that sat on your own at home, do you? So, and I literally am on my own in this house. If I share custody of my children, so I'm either completely on my own, as I am today, or I've got the two kids there with me. Yeah, so it's all going on. So it's difficult, but I think I've coped okay.
So I was just going to ask you on a personal level then. So, you know, your family, your children, you know, how have you been spending your time? So you share custody of your children. Have you been getting out and about doing your exercise and things?
Yeah, in the last couple of weeks I've started to lose a bit of weight, because the first 2 months I was just sat eating biscuits and wagon wheels, and I've started to, I had a very bad ankle injury the weekend that this really hit. Really badly damaged my ankles, and it's taken a few months to get over it, because I haven't been able to go out and run and recuperate as I would have liked to. So that put a bit of a damper on it. And now I'm feeling fit and healthy again. I'm doing a lot of garden exercise. I bought a punch bag, and so I can get up to speed with my boxing.
Oh,
I like playing
boxing,
football. I go out for a jog when I can, but I must admit I have found it quite difficult going out running with so many people around. You just find yourself running into the road all the time, and I'm right by the seaside here, so you can get down to the beach, but in the last few weeks it's been crazy busy with the weather and people. So it's been a mixture of homeschooling with the kids, and we've been keeping active, and we get out and about as much as we can, obviously within safe distance from other people and locally. Doing a lot more reading, because I've had so many books that I've wanted to read for years, and I've been, I love to read, but
that's good. But never
I've been working around the clock. Yeah, so I've coped okay. Okay. I've not seen my eldest daughter since March the 16th, which was her 18th birthday, and that's very, very difficult.
That's
for me.
hard.
And she's more than 5 miles away, so we found that tough. But we spoke yesterday. We speak as much as we can, and obviously social media helps and things like that. And again, it's like everybody, though, isn't it? Everybody's missing somebody, and your mum and dad, and they're going to stand at the end of mum's garden and say hello to, because she's got underlying health conditions, she can't go out. So it's the same for everybody, isn't it? So just taking each day as I can.
So do you think there's things that you'll do differently in your business or in your life after this? Will you adopt more Zoom meetings, or less travel, or what will you do differently?
Yeah, it probably will be. I mean, Zoom and video conferencing is something I didn't use that much before. You'd have the odd Skype meeting or on Microsoft Teams or I've never even used Zoom before coronavirus. I don't think many people have, or maybe they had, not me, but I can see a lot more of that happening rather than driving to Wrexham. I've got a lot of clients around the Wrexham area, and then all the way down to Anglesey. And I do enjoy those jaunts to Wrexham and Anglesey, and it gets me out of the house, and I pencil everything in usually for the same day so I can get out and meet people. And obviously I still want to be able to do that, but I can see for everybody being a lot more of this, and I think you are more productive working from home if you're disciplined, because you can spend hours in the car every day, or hours making cups of tea, or chatting to somebody at the next desk and this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing sometimes, having that social aspect of it, which I think a lot of people have missed, haven't they? But mostly the technology.
That's the thing, one thing that I found with our lot is that we've managed okay as a team working remotely because we've got a good company culture, and that company culture is only built by having spent the years together that we have spent working together, so it's quite difficult if you're a newer organisation and haven't quite got your culture established yet, and you've got people working remotely. It's hard. Yeah,
you've got a great team now. Obviously, I know the guys at Supertemps and S2, and you've got a really good, bubbly team who are all good friends, and they socialise. And I'm friends with a lot of them as well, and they miss each other. But we are going to have to look at new ways of working. I think it's particularly the bosses at big organisations, especially some of the huge organisations that are employing. I've got a friend who works for a well-known bank, shall we say, and they're already like, any excuse to get thousands of them working from home. We're making cuts. Buildings and estates will be slashed and gone, and it saves a lot of overheads, doesn't it? So it's going to have a knock-on effect for years, as you said. So
interesting times. Okay, well, lovely talking to you. I haven't got any more questions for you.
Got any more? That's all right. Did I do all right? Brilliant. Well, good to speak to you. Love to all the family. Thanks for turning the tables on me.
No worries.
And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, lovely to speak to you. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.